everyone, it's Teresa and I have a fun video for you. We're going to jump right into it. So we're going to start off with one of these 5x7 plaques from Dollar Tree, some Mod Podge, and some decoupage paper. I think it's what that's called. Maybe it's called from Tim Holtz collage paper specifically. I'll leave it linked for you. I got this one from I think Joann's, but you can get it off of Amazon as well. And I am just going to Mod Podge it down. I've kind of already cut out, where it's going to fit best. And I definitely wanted to get that 755 in there. I don't know, this paper just kind of made me think of like the wanted posters from Harry Potter. That is what this whole video is all about, different DIYs inspired by Harry Potter movies. We've been watching them with the kids these last couple of weeks, working through the videos. They're pretty long and my kids are loving them. My son was so funny the other day. He told me he wanted me to make him some of the characters. And I was like, okay, honey, that's a little hard, but okay, maybe we'll try that. Not today's video though. So I'm going through and kind of adding all of my Mod Podge all around the corners. I'm trying to fold it in to all of these little like creases and crevices on the little wood piece. Just because I think it's going to add, a lot of really cute detail and everything like that. I did sand it down ahead of time. This thing comes pretty rough and it's a little hard to get into all of those little grooves. So just be forewarned about that. And like I said, I'm working on it, guys. And it's not quite wide enough to really get in there, but we're going to work with what we got. I'm going to trim it down. I do cut in the corners, just to try to give it somewhere to fold into. And I'm going to spend apparently like 10 minutes talking to you about Mod Podging, but we're going to move along in just a minute, trust me. And eventually you'll get the basic idea of it here. Now, it didn't go down as far, but don't worry, I'm going to show you how to remedy that. Alright, so I did add a coat of Mod Podge on the top of it, and now what I'm doing is I'm actually going in with this white Adirondack paint from Folk Art and giving it kind of a light brushing with it. I watered it down. I still want to be able to see, all of the lettering and numbers and all that, underneath of it, but we're going to also add in the Waverly chalk paint and ink, and this part I'm going to water it down pretty good because this stuff is like opaque. And on this one, I am just going around and doing the sides. It was kind of like my fix for having one part that wasn't wide enough. And it's just really going to give it this really cool, like dirty, scary kind of look. I don't know. You'll have to let me know if it's working for you. If you're feeling it like I am feeling it. So, and then to be completely counterproductive to the white paint I put down first, I'm going to go over that with black. I don't know, guys. I was feeling kind of, not even spooky. Spooky's the wrong word, but you get the basic idea of where I'm going with this. And I will tell you, I actually initially started off with chalking the part before I actually put down any of that paint. It didn't work for me. I wasn't loving the colors, so I'm going to redo it. That's the beauty of it. You can just rinse it off and start over. Now, I did put down a layer of the surface wax before I put down my stencil, and I am going over the entire thing with the Shadow Shimmer from Shakator. And what it is a sparkly black. Like I said, I was feeling like very, I don't even know what to call this kind of vibe, but I was feeling it. And it says something wicked this way comes. And now your eyes are not deceiving you. I was putting down the transfer again. And then I realized it was upside down. That would not give the desired effect here. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to offset it a little bit. I'm going to make it to where it gives a little bit of like a shadow effect once I've gotten it in the right spot. And you can really see where it is through this actual, through the little part, the screen part. You can see where it is. Obviously I wasn't happy with it, and don't mind my curly blonde head in the way. And there we go. I'm really only worried about sticking down the middle part of the words, and we are going in with Currant Jam. It's kind of like a burgundy, it's like a red burgundy. It's not quite burgundy, but it's definitely not just red. And I am just going to fill in that wicked part just so it'll stand out a lot more. And you have to like really look at it to see all of the other wording, the little scroll work on the top. I just thought it kind of gave it a cool effect. Really quick and easy to do though, and I actually took pictures of it before I did this just in case I messed it up. But there you go, you can just kind of see, turned out pretty cool if I do say so myself. So today's video is part of a playlist, all Harry Potter DIYs, or at least one Harry Potter DIY, and it is going to be hosted by creating it myself. Her channel link will be listed for you below, as well as the playlist. Make sure that you are using a magical word like the one I have on my screen right now for my video. Everyone's going to have their own magical word, so make sure you're checking all the videos out and use that word in the comments. And we're going to get back into our DIYs. But I'm starting off with a cup of good old school glue. I saw this on a friend of mine's channel, Rhonda, the Distressed Princess. I'll leave her channel linked for you below. And she kind of did the same thing to some glass. And I was like, oh, I like that idea. That'll work perfectly for this. So I'm just kind of mixing up various bits of food coloring with just the plain old school glue until you get whatever color you're looking for. It's not going to look like that once you're done. So I'm kind of just keep adding the yellows, trying to see if this is going to be the right color. Like I said, it's going to look a little off-putting. Once it actually is in the glass and it dries, it looks much nicer than this. And eventually, when I get to the right color, I'm going to put it in my glass mason jar. And I will eventually let it all kind of drip out. And once I've done that, I'm going to actually come back, add more red to it, and make a second one. And you're going to see that eventually. Apparently, you needed to watch roughly 3 minutes of me mixing yellow food coloring in it. But that's okay, because now you know it takes a lot of food coloring to get the color you wanted. So I'm just going to dump all of that into my glass jar. That's also from the Dollar Tree, by the way. I got it a while back, though I haven't seen them recently. It's plain. It doesn't actually have anything on the front, which is kind of what I liked about it. And then I'm going to let a good bulk of it drip out, and then I actually sit it up on some just rods just to let it all drip out. And you'll see here, you've got kind of the ambery yellow color one and kind of the red color one. And I've got a sheet of labels. I'll leave where I found these linked below. I found them on Pinterest for free. And I'm going to do the porcupine quill and the dragon liver one. The porcupine quill is going on the amberish one. So I've got some skewer sticks, and I was like, well, I need something to put in my porcupine quill jar. So I'm just going to trim down some of these skewer sticks, and just using my miter shears. I'll have them linked for you below. They are from Amazon. They work wonders. Obviously, these are really thin. You can get away with just scissors to do this. But then I kind of wanted to just check for size, make sure that they're going to fit right. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to mix up a little bit of paint to paint them. Because you could leave, you could leave them like this if you wanted to. But I wanted it to be a little different. I looked it up. I actually Googled it, what a porcupine quill looked like, so that I could get at least somewhat close. Obviously, it's not exactly the same because it's, it's a stick. And I've got, just like I said, a tiny little bit of this paint goes a really long way. The Waverly chalk paint in ink is super, super, super pigmented. So I mixed it with just a little bit of brown acrylic paint, and then I'm just going to paint various spots on them. There they are in the jar. And now we are ready to age our jar, add the label, the whole thing. I'm going to just do some Mod Podge on the back part of the label. And I'll just find a little spot. It doesn't have to be perfect because, the whole idea of this is that it's, an old, like, potion-y bottle kind of thing. Or obviously not a potion bottle in this case because it's got porcupine quills. I've got some of the antique wax that I am just going to mix in. And then we're going to go over that with Mod Podge. And originally I was just going to go over the label with Mod Podge. But then I was like, you know what? I need Mod Podge everywhere. When in doubt, just keep going. And then I changed my mind. I was like, I don't want it quite that much. It's really a back and forth. This video took me in all kinds of places of creativity that I was struggling to find. Just because I had to sit down and watch through the movies. I actually did some Harry Potter crafts a couple of years ago. They were actually for a nursery though. My sister-in-law has a Harry Potter nursery which is adorable. And the stuff I made for it was adorable. But I was like, well, not everybody wants baby Harry Potter stuff. So this is more in like the Halloween decoration mode. So what I'm doing is, since I have some dried up Mod Podge on my bottle, I'm just going to take that ink chalk paint, the Waverly ink chalk paint, and go over the jar, the lid, just giving it, like I said, a little bit of age. Now I've got the dragon liver one, and I'm taking some of that black paint, going over it. Then I'm going to go over it a little bit with the antique wax, just kind of water it down until you get the right like color that you're going for. Now, if you wanted to do different colors, what you can do is you can either mix like the white wax or the clear wax with different paint colors to kind of get that same effect of wax, but it'll be a different color. I've done that in a couple of previous videos. And I will do the kind of the same idea with this jar. I'm going a little bit more in with the black than I am with the brown wax. And now I was like, I need one more bottle, and I found this on a whim at Dollar Tree, and it's just a like sand from your favorite beach bottle. It'll roll away, as you see here. And at first I actually tried to get all of the stuff off with the nail polish remover. It did not work for me, so I just get out the razor and scrape it all off. It worked out just fine. Worked like a charm, as they say. Next, we're going to get a little bit of Mod Podge, and I'm going to water it down. I've got just a little bit of water. I honestly probably could have done even less water, but that's all right, because we're going to just make it work. And this is going to go all over the outside of the bottle. This is going to give us almost like a frosted effect to it. If you wanted to add a little bit of food coloring, you could do that in this, and mix it with the Mod Podge. I can't talk today. Mix it with the Mod Podge, and that'll give you a colored frosted look. All kind of depends on what you're going for. I didn't do that. And now we need something to go in the bottle. So I've got a jar ready to go with some of this glitter glue from Dollar Tree. I will say, I think that the name brand glitter glue, like the Elmer's one, is probably going to do a lot better for this. I mixed in just a little bit of regular glitter too, some hot water, and then you just stir. You stir it a lot. And like I said, had it been like the name brand glue, just stick with the name brand glue and you'll have a much better effect. I didn't want to put it, honestly, and you can also mix it directly in whatever the bottle you're using is, but I didn't want to put hot water directly in a Dollar Tree bottle. Hot water in it, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Just because I was really afraid it was gonna crack it or something. I was like, no, I don't think so. And then I was like, well, that's not quite really the effect I want. I'm just gonna add more glitter. Why not? Why not add more glitter and more water? This was a whole experiment. So, like I said, just do regular Elmer's glue, like the glitter glue from, a real craft store or something like that. I think it'll turn out a little bit better. I'm still cool with it though. I'm good with the effect. It's a Halloween decoration, really. All right, so same idea with the label here, going with the unicorn blood one. And that's why I was trying with the silver. I think that is like the color that it looks like in the movie. So anyways, that would be my tip for you. Definitely go with the Elmer's glue one. Once I have got that label on, we're going to go in with the wood tint in gray from Folk Art, and I'm going to use this to kind of give us some age. Now, like I said, I've already got the Mod Podge on the outside of the bottle, so we're going to go in with some of the gray wood tint and cover some spots kind of sporadically. I'm really not trying to necessarily get full coverage on it. I want to give the bottle a little bit of age, because obviously these bottles at Hogwarts are not, they're not new. They're not new stuff. I mean, when was the last time you saw a brand new bottle of unicorn blood at Walmart? You haven't. And then I'm going in with the trusty antique wax, because it still needed a little more. And I'll do the same thing. I'm going to go kind of sporadically all over the bottle as well. Just like I said, giving it some age, giving it a little wear. I'm going a little heavier on the top part of the bottle. You see, if you had put the liquid in here, it would have been a lot more problematic. So definitely thinking the mixing it in a different bottle first was the better way to go. And it is up there in the corner. You see it is just hanging out, cooling down, so that I feel a little safer putting it in here. And so once I did, I got a funnel, which my husband has since been a little mad that I stole the funnel and had glitterified it. He's not a fan of glitter, so yeah. Don't steal things from your kitchen if your husband doesn't like it, like the glitter from your crafting. And next we're just going to take some super glue, the cork, and I'm going to put that back in the bottle because nobody wants to accidentally open up this glitter bomb glue water substance. Here's all of our bottles though. They're super cute. They're going out in the other room for Halloween decorations. And of course, how could we do a video with Harry Potter stuff if we didn't do an owl? I've got this flat white primer, spray paint. I'm just going to give him one, quick coat of it. Wasn't really worried about full coverage because I'm going to go back and paint it, of course, with, again, that white Adirondack paint. And now I'm going in with our clear wax. I did the clear wax first, and then I'm going in with the actual colored. We're coloring this wax. Like I said before, you could do this. Here it is. I forgot I did this. I did this a couple of days ago, so I've already forgotten. And I've just got the Waverly chalk paint in mineral because I wanted that grayish color to it, obviously. And we will just mix all of that up. It is very watery, I will say that. This wax from, whether you get it Folk Art or Waverly, it is a very wet, watery wax. My goodness, say that 3 times fast. I'm just going to do a pretty quick coat of it and wipe off the excess, work in smaller sections because obviously as the wax starts to dry and set up, you're not going to be able to wipe it off. At least not very easily. Maybe you could heat it up if you get into, a tangle and somehow you can't get it wiped off. You could probably heat it up and do a little bit of wiping that way. But we will just continue on making our cute little owl, having some detail, bringing a lot of all those details out. I believe I ended up doing 2 coats just because there were some spots that didn't take to the wax as much as I wanted it to. And like in the eyes and stuff like that, I wanted it to really be amplified, a little amped up, as you would say. And here it is, all finished up. It turned out really, really cute. And here is everything from today. I hope you enjoyed it, our little Harry Potter inspired projects. Don't forget to check out the playlist and use the magical word in the comments on mine and everybody's different magical word in their video. And I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time.